Peace and greetings. What's going on? Yeah, so this video is going to be about intelligence. What is intelligence? Which we should already know. Intelligence have to do with things that, come from outside the box, outside of Earth, that would be considered the celestial realm. So we got this information. Information has a lot to do with, regurgitating books, being book smart, what they call it. You know what I mean? Things that pertain to the Matrix. A lot of your information you can find on on Google. You got a lot of Google babies out there. They go or gravitate to what man created, what man has given them, as far as identifying themselves as their ethnicity, so-called ethnicity, or pertaining to particular names and stuff like that. And a lot of times Google give you false lies, false identifications that don't have anything to do with that particular word, lettering, things of that nature, topic or subject. You know what I mean? So 9 times out of 10, they get their information for these expensive books that still don't have nothing in it. It might have half truths and half lies. You know what I mean? But it's still a lie. If the lie's in there, it's still fraudulent. You know what I mean? Mixing truth, with lies is still a lie. The only truth that identifies with that, ideal would be the sunlight, okay? The sunlight, strictly sunlight. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Strictly sunlight. That's the only truth that's hitting this damn realm, that give this realm, an idea of what truth is, but it's all falsehood. This is a bootleg version. This earth we on is a bootleg version of the sun. You know what I mean? It's a bootleg version. So all these ideologies, all these ethnicities that they got planted in these Google, info sections, is all BS. It's all BS. The Matrix is here to trick you. You know what I mean? And you have to be an overseer to overlook and see beyond the lies, see beyond the veil. Because, if you don't see beyond the shadow, you'll be completely lost. Because within the shadow, there's energy present. You know what I mean? Just like when you walk about, when you out in the streets, you see a shadow. You know what I mean? You see the shadow behind the vessel. But that's your shadow being in that other realm that you don't see, that you don't really see, which is the core energy behind this damn earth plane. You know what I mean? The curtain that you must rip apart. You know what I mean? You gotta rip that curtain apart. You know what I mean? It's a lot of egotistic people out here. There's no reason for first of all, egotistic people, what they do is they use foul language. You can't be a light worker, so to speak, and your mouth is just filthy. You know what I mean? The cuss words continuously is just out of range. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? Gotta put a cap on it. You know what I mean? Because the young ones, they gotta be able to consume this intel that's being distributed out here in the planet, and they cannot be misled or influenced by foul language. You know what I mean? Foul language. They can't be misled by that. You know what I mean? Because that's not how real beings operate. We don't operate with that type of language. You know what I mean? And that goes for everyone. That goes for, the adults out here and the young ones. That's on that soul light path. You know what I mean? And another thing about actually communicating with sunlight, okay? And this don't have nothing to do with ego. The fact that this is a fact. The fact of the matter is this. You have people who claiming that they part of the sun, or they have some communication with the sun. The sun is the only real thing, the only real station from where the higher beings sit. This is a fact. So all your spiritual talk, all that crap you talking about, those higher beings created that. They created spirituality. Spirituality is a low form of energy that been manifested on lower realms, lower life forms. That's what your spirits are. That's what spirituality is. You know what I mean? And the thing is this. When that sunlight hit, it's commuting with those that needs to be, who it needs to be communicated with. Why? Because you have humans, and this is a fact. You have human beings, which is the animal beings into a body. You know what I mean? Okay. That house a spirit. When they look at the sun, all they see is a black hole. Why? Because they can't see God. They can't see God. So that's why they see a black hole, which they would call, a portal, which is true. The sun has a portal. And the reason why they see these black holes, even when they take pictures with their cameras and things of that nature, they can't really see what's going on. You know what I mean? Because those cameras and stuff houses spirit. So to a degree, those cameras could see, to a particular percentage. And percentages have shortages. You know what I mean? Percentages have a limit. So with that being said, for regular beings, which would be your human beings out there, you know what I mean, that house spirits, they could only see the sun as far as it being some black sun. That's it. Real beings, they plug their eyes, they communicate, lock their eyes in to that sun. Those sunbeams, those light beams, those light codes, those true light codes, you're going to consume. You know what I mean? And you got fake pineal glands out here. You know what I mean? Fake. You got some fake pineal glands out here, man. You know what I mean? They be claiming to have the real deal, but they don't. They don't. They don't. They pineal glands is fake. It's bootleg, man. They want to claim they're awakening, and then 9 times out of 10, these cats that got these names, right? These names that identify their channel, they Googled their names. You know what I mean? They Googled their names. You know what I mean? My name is highly significant. And my names, you can barely, Akinra, you can't find that in Google. You can't even find that in YouTube except from this channel. You know what I mean? And those names are pulled in through high frequency. You know what I mean? These cats, they can't even pull up a name from the higher beings. They can't pull in nothing from the solar beings. The solar beams and the solar beings, they cannot do it. They completely shut out because they not real. You know what I mean? The sunlight is completely exclusive to particular beings on the earth. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. It is what it is. You know. It is what it is, man. You know. Completely. It's only gonna be meant for a few. Like they say, you know, it's only a chosen few, because it's a lot of fist thumpers and conscious thumpers out there. And like I said, the real enlightened beings, first of all, reality is I don't even gotta be on YouTube, because I don't need no acceptance from no one. From no one. I already lived it. I already been through it. I already been through the high frequency and you know, exiting out my body and things of that nature, communicating with other beings. Already been there, done that. And the thing is this: do it yourself. If you want to do it, all you have to do is fast. Go ahead and fast. Listen, I dare y'all. I double dare y'all. Go ahead and do it. Just do it like Nike. What you gotta do is make sure you bust down some leafy greens and things like that. You know what I mean? Drink a lot of water. And then pick your days on when you want to fast, as far as your long little stretch. And then once you do that, yes, we'll see if you built like that. Because guess what? You will have demons, spirits that's gonna be at your ass. You know what I mean? Excuse my language. That's gonna be at you straight from the rip. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna be tested as far as your fear. Listen, if you scared of bugs, you definitely don't got what it takes. If you scared of insects, you don't got what it takes. You know what I mean? You got a long way to go. You know what I mean? Scared of insects? You scared of little rodents, rats, raccoons, squirrels? You know what I mean? Ain't no way you should be jumping out your seat. You scared of insects and all. Like, come on. You scared of insects? Come on, man. Ain't no way. Listen. Real light beings, solar beings, we don't deal with fear. We don't deal with none of that. We ain't scared of nothing we manifested in the past life. You know what I mean? We deal with future. We the futuristic beings. You know what I mean? We think ahead before it even manifests within that present time. It already been figured out. You know what I mean? And this whole Trump and Biden thing, like I said before, Trump is establishing the Ray, aka Republicans. Biden representing the demon crew, which is the Democrats, your red and your blue. You know what I mean? Biden is going to be the representative of those who are in disobedience. You know what I mean? For those who still want to go out clubbing, doing sucker-ish, you know what I mean? Out here in the strip clubs, even though they still in the strip clubs all heavy, you know what I mean? Especially in the celebrity world, they still going hard. But guess what? In due time, all of that is going to shut down. It's going to shut down. You know what I mean? In due time. You know? It's going to shut down. You know, they already been warned previous. All that stuff has stopped. And then, you know, people want to play the little conscious role doing so-called things for the community and stuff like that. See, these cats be political mind players. They be political mind players. You know what I mean? They one way in the light and they another way in the dark. You know what I mean? Pump fakers. They be pump faking. You know what I mean? Straight like that. Ain't be pump faking. But yeah, the whole Democratic Party, they all about the disoriented lifestyle, disobedient lifestyle. You know what I mean? Want to embrace the moon energy. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, he's doing the work of the sun because he's manifesting, or not even so-called manifesting, because what he do is he get his orders from what they call the puppet masters. He out to carry out a specific task. And you got to understand that Trump, he is the president of a corporation, which is the United States. The United States is a business. You know what I mean? Along with China and all these other countries out here, Jamaica, no matter where it is, all these spots out here in the matrix, in the globe, this global thing, all of these places are names of businesses. You know what I mean? Names of businesses. These are businesses, man. So, Trump is the president of a business, which is the United States of America. You know what I mean? Eliminate all the titles here, man. Listen, the solar beings or the light beings, we don't deal with no kind of titles here on this playing field. We don't identify ourselves with none of these titles, because all these titles are man-made and been created for man and woman. You know what I mean? The souls and soulettes, we are above and beyond titles. We don't identify ourselves with titles. You know what I mean? Yes, we utilize certain things to give people an idea. Yes. But that's not who we are. We're not titles. We are way beyond titles. We supersede titles. All titles that's here on this playing field. Plain and simple. All these titles, man. And like I said, I don't gotta do no videos. I don't got nothing to prove to no goddamn body. I don't. I put my work in there. I'm still putting in my work. And that's something I gotta do within me. And that's something that you gotta do within you. You must know who you are. You must know who you are. You know what I mean? And for those who are really spirits out here and doing spirituality, I salute them. You know what I mean? Because they actually doing their work and really staying in tune with they, higher earth purposes. You know what I mean? Because there is a high consciousness within a spirit, that they can personally reach. You know what I mean? With being obedient, because they listen. Some of these humans, not even some, all of these humans are being judged, or they already been judged. You know what I mean? But the spirituality folks that's doing what they supposed to do, salute to them. Salute to them. You know what I mean? Salute to them. Because that's what it's about. Hold on. Yeah. Salute to those who on that spiritual frequency, and they putting in the work. Great job. Great job. Kudos. You know what I mean? But, for the fake, clock is ticking, Clock is ticking on these cats, man. Really. The clock is really ticking. But yeah, like I said, Trump is definitely on that tight time, whereas he's setting up the script, whereas it's putting the soul beings, or what they call the black race, in position, whereas they about to start fully going in on operating their own businesses, establishing their own fronts, establishing their own all around the board, whereas they not working for the so-called white man anymore, unless you're a person that like to lick boots. You know what I mean? If you like to lick boots, that's your nature, then that's your nature. But the real gonna always succeed. We're gonna always succeed. You know what I mean? A lot of times too, these cats, man, these fake cats, they be growing dreads. You know what I mean? They be growing dreads. A lot of these conscious cats, it's some real brothers and sisters out there that's really doing their thing with the locks. But some of these cats, man, they grow these dreads to make it seem like they actually putting in some kind of work, trying to show that they some conscious cat or whatever. Nah, you corny, man. You corny. Just like any other mofo out here. Just like any other mofo out here. These cats be pump faking all the way. You know what I mean? Like any other mofo out here. Told you they be pump faking like Shaq, man. They be pump faking like Matumbo. They be pump faking like Matumbo. But yeah, man. Straight like that. If y'all don't get it now, y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble big time. Y'all in trouble. Because at this point, it's like even early on, it's like years. It's like years. Whereas I've already been chosen, in a degree, whereas you get chosen to do specific tasks, but as you being a soul, you always been in existence. There's no beginning and there's no end for a soul. But to be chosen to do a specific task, that's what the chosen ones are here to do and to deal with. You know what I mean? Straight like that. So it's like years already done caught the intel when YouTube wasn't even popping like this. And that, the reason why YouTube popping like this with all these conscious dudes, because they knew the real ones was going to start exposing the illusion for what it was and for what it is. You know what I mean? So they found ways to try to get people to wiggle themselves in like rats and mice. You know what I mean? Wiggle themselves in, to try to infiltrate like they always do. Find a comfortable spot they can sit up there and put the defense up to try to block the real intel from coming in. So they come in with all these spiritual cats, these spiritual guides, astral projection, and all this kind of crap, you know what I mean, to try to, dismantle the damn frequency. Once upon a time, back in the old days, even in the 70s, 60s, 70s, even in the 80s, there wasn't no spirituality. It wasn't no spirituality. Soul Train, the soul movies back in the day, we dealt with the soul. It wasn't no spirituality. It wasn't none of that. That's what I'm saying. It's the matrix. It's the antennas that they got out here. And the moon is a satellite too. The moon out there sends out frequencies out here on this planet too. Don't think that don't take place, because what goes on there, it comes over here. You know what I mean? This Earth is like a next door neighbor to that moon, which is another Earth. And this is really not this planet we on is really not, Earth is not the name of this planet. You know what I mean? This is Tiamat that we on, or what they would call Terror, Earth Terror. You know what I mean? We on Terror, planet Terror. And on a higher note, and that's just the higher note of it, because those names are higher than Earth. Earth is dirt. You know what I mean? The soil. That's what Earth is. You know what I mean? But they've been playing with your mind for so damn long. You know what I mean? But we on planet Terror, or what they call Tiamat. You know what I mean? And then not only that, this earth has a higher frequency language as far as what this planet is actually called, which is outside this realm. You know what I mean? It is what it is, but I'm about to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Raise your vibrations. Stay focused on that solar sunlight because it's only exclusive to a few and it's dormant to most. You know what I mean? It's dull to most. You know what I mean? They can sit in the sun all they want. Anybody could do that. But it matters how long you can really sit in that sun, and can you actually sun gaze? Can you actually plug your eyes up to that sun and upload those codes, the real codes that deal with intelligence, that deal with the celestial intelligence? You know what I mean? Which is things intelligence don't resonate with this playing field. You're grabbing intel that's not from this planet. Can no who's doing that? That's on a spiritual frequency. Please name them. Show your love in the comments section. Raise your vibrations and peace.